Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Bad Players podcast. As always, I'm Dave here with Brandon and Andrew's back, so that's great. Say hi, boys.
What's up?
Oh,
We wanted to talk to you guys about set champs. This month has been pretty busy. We have one more weekend left with set champs. There's 14 here in Singapore over the next Saturday and Sunday. I think our plans to try to go to at least two, but we'll see. But we wanted to give you a report on kind of what's happened over the past couple weeks, what decks we've been playing, what have we been seeing, uh, just things like that. Anything else to add?
that sounds about right. We'll cover everything, and you guys can copy our decks.
Yeah, if you guys want to net deck us, feel free. Let's just jump into it. So, I'll go first. I actually only played in one set champs. I did top 8 that set champs. That was good. We were over at Mana Pro. I played Blurple. Full transparency, this is not the list that I played. This is the list that I would use after playing in that. Even though I did top 8, it was pretty good. Did well. I had good matchups. My only loss was to aggro, so I was able to go 3-1-1. 3-1 ID last to get to top 8. Then I played against Amber Steel. I was able to grind out game 1 on the draw. Then game 2, he just curved out. It was perfect. And then game 3, I bricked. I missed ramp. And because of that, I'm never not going to play Develop Your Brain in this deck again. That's it. I didn't have Develop Your Brain. I expected more Blurples, so I went with Auroras as a little tech to keep protection. But missing ramp against that Amber Steel deck, I was so painful. I was so angry. It was like you just can't do anything, and you're sitting there just getting absolutely diddled on. And I didn't like that. So I'm gonna play Develop Your Brain forever. Every deck. I don't care what colors. It's going to my deck.
Yeah, we
I'll
we
cheat.
saw we saw we saw the power of the difference in ramp and not having ramp against aggro, and especially in Blood Bowl when you have these like expensive heavy hitters, the ramp on two is like surprisingly just so detrimental when you don't have it.
Yeah.
Which
Oh.
I don't know. I guess that's one of Blood Bowl's faults, right? It kind of relies on that turn two ramp, and Develop fixes that. And we also saw the DLC winner put in one jump, so he increases his chances. So yeah, that should
Yep.
tell you a lot about turn two ramp.
There's a great article on TCG Player by Frank Karsten. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but
Never heard of him.
he made wrote a Python program to calculate how many ramp options you have, how many develops you have in your deck. Should you mulligan for? Should you mulligan if you have developed? Should you mulligan if you don't have developed? Based off how many copies of everything. It's actually a really good read, really good math. But basically, my decision was with 2 develops and 8 ramp options. I basically have a 91% chance to have ramp on turn 2, and that's better. I feel better about that. Um, so I didn't play this list. That's okay. Still got my promo. But someone did play this list. Andrew.
Yeah.
So how
So I've
many?
actually
Go ahead. Sorry.
played this list twice. I can't remember when was the first time. Oh, okay. I played this list in Dimension Gaming. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Dimension
So
Gaming. Yeah.
yeah, so it went okay. I didn't make top 8. I lost in my first round to Purple Steel. I think I just kind of bricked and it didn't go well. Then I proceeded to win the next 3, so then I was in a game against Blue Green. Yeah. And it was a winning in, and it was a super intense game which lasted 3 games. Everyone was watching us because we were the slowest, and I lost.
Sad.
That the guy eventually did win the whole thing, which is cool, and I think I gave him a good run for his money. But yeah, because I lost that, I didn't get a promo for that one. And then I played the same list again last weekend at Meta Games 2, and then I did manage to go into top 8, but I did lose in top 8 against Amber Steel aggro. And once again, it wasn't so much like the matchup. I feel like the deck kind of lost to itself because when everything runs smooth, you can play a game and see how it goes. But like when you're against aggro decks, if you just don't draw what you need in the like from the start of the game, the game's over because they're just so quick. So you literally need to have every single thing perfect in order to stand a chance against some of those aggro decks. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a good list, but it does have its problems, but I'm not really too sure. Like, I don't think there's a quick fix or a
Like
perfect
it
list.
feels solved, right?
Yeah.
Like you can mess with your ratios, you can add 4 second stars instead of 2 finders. You could up your Elsa count, you can change Robin Hood for TikTok, you could make these minor adjustments, but overall, like it feels like 50 plus of the cards feel solved. And it's kind of at this point, it's just how you play.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean, okay, I'll say one of the issues I had was like against the Ember Steel deck, within the first 3 turns, I had the big Elsa and I think no, it was 1 second star and a Hades in my hand.
hmm,
And the ramp card I did get wasn't Tipo, it was Sail. So by turn 4 or 5, I had 3 uninkables in my hand, and I just couldn't play anything.
rough.
But I mean, the deck already has a fairly low uninkable count, and it's not like you can cut those cards right. Second star to the right, Elsa and
Yeah.
Hades are all key cards to the deck, so it just happens. There's nothing you can really do.
Yeah. Would you play Blurple again? Do you think Blurple's good for this last weekend of such amps?
I think it's always a good deck. It's just people build decks specifically to beat this list. So, it can be tough, but at the end of the day, there's a reason why it's the most played deck in this current format.
Yeah, I mean, full transparency, I don't know what else I would play this weekend. It's probably this. I have the most hours with this. This is probably what I'll bring, this exact list. I might switch the Robin Hoods for TikToks back just because I think the meta is kind of changing back to off Blurple because we had so much Blurple this past weekend and even the weekend before that. I have a feeling people are a little tired of it, so I think people are going to change. So I may go back to TikToks to help with the board control, but that might be the only thing that I'd change right now. It just feels too good to pass up on, I guess. And the way that the meta, it's the last weekend. Maybe people are going to play Blurple. I don't know. I don't think they are. I feel like they're not. I feel like I'm going to see a lot more aggro again. Maybe I should just play blue green, but neither here nor there. Any last comments about Blurple? I'm like kind of tired of talking about this deck. So
Yeah, me too. I don't.
yeah, it's fine. Um, so but so you played in 4 set champs this weekend, right?
Over
Or
the last 2 weeks.
last 2 weekends. You played in 4. Used a different deck. What deck?
I tried 2 different blue steel decks
And how
because
many promos did you win?
0.
Okay. Uh, so this list is
So okay,
the first one you
Guys,
played?
I'm kind of bored about talking about blue steel. Let's move on.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. No, okay, no, let's talk about it. No,
We
let's talk about
have
it
to give
because
give Andrew
I'll
his
go
time.
quick.
no, because I have seen some major improvements from the original one to the ally version, which we'll talk about. So
Yes,
Andrew,
so
take
so
it away.
so for the viewers, there's 2 lists to go. This is the first list that uh, Andrew's used. We're going to talk about this, and then we're going to talk about the changes that you did. Because do we think Blue Steel's viable? Are you still there?
Um,
Are you going to
I
play it
think
this weekend?
I'll probably end up playing a version of Blue Steel this weekend, but that's because I like to lose. Anyway, this is the first list I played. I played this in Mana Pro. It's literally just ramp to 6 by turn 3 by plecleing your Tipo or 1-drop, and then playing baddies the rest of the game. And when it works, it's insane. The problem is sometimes it doesn't work. So that's another one where I managed to go 3-1. I lost to Blurple, and then I had to win it in against Blurple again. I lost die roll. So game 1 was a close game, but then but he won because he won by a few lore. I think it was like a 20-17 game or something like that. Which sucks, but it is what it is. And then I got to go first, and the game where I got to go first, it just did not work. I hit ramp and everything, but with these decks where you're trying to find key cards like Beyond the Horizon, and you need your docks and everything, and if you just I needed Robin Hood as well, which I couldn't find, so it's just I didn't draw whatever. So yeah, list is not great. Anyway, next list.
So for the for everyone, you ran this at 1 set champs for 5 rounds, and you went 2 and 3,
3-2.
3-2,
Yeah.
3-2. Missed it. Didn't you get like 8th place, 9th place, or 9th, 10th place, something like that?
10th, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 10th
And
place.
then Brandon got 9th.
Yeah.
11th.
11th. Azri got 9th.
Azri got 9th, yeah.
Yeah. And I got 7th. Anyway.
So much.
It was bad.
Okay, so then this is what you used at Hideout?
Hideout. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, okay. Basically, I've been playing with 3 lists.
Hold on. Sorry.
I
want to go back. I want to look at this. So I can see the changes. I'm sorry. I'm seeing the changes. All links for deck lists will be in the caption. Okay, so we got Scar, Bagheera, Lady Luck. No Jasmine, so you got rid of the evasive Jasmine.
Yes, but we got Shift 2 Jasmine.
Yeah, we put that. So this is much more the allies build, right? This is kind of what you originally built like 2 months ago,
at the
right?
start of the
Okay.
So essentially, I've been going between 3 versions of this deck. The just play big fatties after you ramp to 6. Then you got this like aggressive version, and then you got the one in between the two where you try to do both with like Shift Jasmine and few of the bodyguards, but then you also run like all the Hades and all the Vincenzo, and you try to do a bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
So I had some success at locals with this list, because when like you get to put 2 Nalas behind a Bagheera, it really sucks for the opponent. Problem is, so I went Hideout. I lost round 1 to Blurple, and then I managed to beat Blurple. And then in round 3, I paired into the only other blue steel list there, but he was playing the big fatty version while I was trying to play this. And I knew the second I paired into him, I knew I was gonna lose, because the second all he has to do is ramp to Tinkerbell, which comes down literally turn 4. And he had his he also ran the 7 uninkable Arthur, which allows Tinkerbell to hit ready characters.
So good.
So he went Tinkerbell, I couldn't quest, and then he Arthured his Tinkerbell and destroyed my board. So yeah, the second I paired into him, I knew I was gonna lose. But then that made me go 3-2 once again. So I did not make top 8 once again with this list. But I did manage to beat Blurple once with this list, and then I think I also beat it was a Emerald Amethyst list with a lot of evasives. And he tried to Chromacon me, but I was just quicker than him. So I essentially just completely ignored his board and just quested out. And then he was like, he just couldn't do it.
This deck feels like such a really good magic mid-range deck. Like, if you want to burn and aggro out, you can. If you want to like kind of control with Tinkerbells and Vincenzo, you also can, which is kind of cool.
I would say this is a like super fun list to play.
Is it hard to play?
Yeah, there's quite a few decisions you have to make. in the game, because of how many lines the deck has. You can shift Jasmine and then Pligley your Jasmine, or you can choose to like, even if you like start with Nalas, you normally don't want to play the Nala on turn 2 because you kind of want the Nala to be behind bodyguards.
Hmm.
And then you gotta play around with the card draw, which is the docks, and the Jasmine draws you a bunch of cards if she survives. And then the Scar also has, you know, things you need to think about with
Oh,
like
so many
sometimes you just play the
options.
Lawrence to draw off the Scar and stuff like that.
So
So yeah,
basically, if anyone wants to play this, play a few rounds with your friends first.
yeah, I would recommend that. But it's super fun. I wouldn't say tier 1, but when it works, it's fun. But yeah, okay, that's enough blue steel. Let's move on.
No, this is so much more interesting than Blurple. Um, okay. Well, the highlight of today's episode is our wonderful friend Brandon.
Thank you guys for having me on the podcast.
And why is that, Brandon? What did you do this weekend?
I played Yellow Green Dogs.
The Chromie Homie Dogs.
Yeah, I played. Well, I don't know how I came up with the name, but I ended up just calling it Chromie Homie Dogs. Because I always played with my homies and it has a Chromacon in it. So, Chromie Homie
And
Dogs.
and what did you do with this deck?
I brought it to a set champs infested with Blurple and I took it down and I won. So, I didn't. So my record was 3-0, then I did the last two games. And then I basically played all Blurple in the top eight. Super favorable run.
Did you lose it? Did
But
you lose a game in top 8, top 4, or finals?
I went 2-1 in top eight, 2-1 in top four, and then I 2-0 the finals.
Yeah. Okay.
So this, on the surface, it kind of just looks like a basic aggro deck. I think by now a lot of people know that Dogs isn't just aggro because we do play this 8 cost uninkable song in Under the Sea. So it's an aggro deck with a combo. That's all I can say. And
With a
it
not
has
not just a combo, a board clear.
a board clear, yeah. And it,
Yeah.
well, it doesn't clear everything, but it clears a lot of cards. Um, Basically, I think a lot of people can just pick up this deck and have a few reps and understand how it works. The tricky part is maybe Chromacon. You gotta make decisions about whether, because you can't just bounce back anything. So I was playing a few reps with this against Andrew's Blue Steel, and as he said, the Blue Steel decks, similar to Blurple, have a lot of these big fatties that have a lot of important enter play effects. So cards like Elsa and Hades, you typically don't want to be bouncing those cards back because they end up just removing your dogs when they come back. So Chromacon, you can also choose to make the safer decision to sometimes bounce back your own characters, but that takes reading of the situation and the board. I wanted to not run 3 improvisers. I wanted to do two, but I was kind of preparing for Purple Steel just to take out those pesky Vanish characters, the illusions, because in testing, improvisers are super strong, and realistically against Purple Steel, the only thing that I couldn't deal with was, or couldn't deal with early on, was just Calhoun. A lot of people think that Purple Steel, while it is a tough matchup, it's not an auto lose for dogs, because like I said, you do have Under the Sea and Improvise. Chromacon's also insane into most decks. So yeah, I ended up facing good matchups into um, Blippo, managed to snag a few wins on the draw, and for anybody who wants to pick up this deck and at least start testing it out, word of advice is your 7 cost Tramp is the Jesus of the deck. He is the king. He you don't want to ink 7 cost Tramp if you can. I basically hard mulligan for 7 cost Tramp every game. Um, don't worry about Aurora into Tiana. That comes along turns 3 to 4. But if you have turn 2 Tiana and you're on the play, I guess that's fine. But always prioritize 7 cost tramp, get those small guys out, and do your big swing. So
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
how you kind of play it.
on the contrary, now I don't think I've played dogs in any sort of tournament setting ever. Now, I've played against it. We've played test many a times, but like it's kind of hard to play. I actually think this isn't easy. Like the decisions you were making, watching you play, like I wouldn't have done that. I would have totally screwed all that. I would have never beaten anyone throughout the entire day. So I would say
It's very flattering of you, Dave.
it's the only compliment
We
you'll
all
ever
know.
get.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. You didn't say this before.
No,
Anyways,
I
yeah, I
mean
mean,
like you.
like
So
I get what you mean. The decisions start already from what you're gonna ink,
like
right?
it really matters. It really matters because when you get to that like turn 3 or 4 or even 5 or 6, you're still on like 2 or 3 ink a lot of the times, and
Yeah.
you are just really managing these resources. You're managing how to shift lady, how to tramp, how to go wide, how to set up a go. Like it's very methodical and very planned ahead. So it's really awesome to watch you play these matches, I will say. And for anyone interested in watching Brandon play, I think we did went live 4 Hideout Set Champs, and Brandon played 3 matches on stream, I believe. You played top 4 and finals on,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think, one round of
I
Swiss.
played, yeah. That's
So,
right. Yeah. So 4 finals and then one in Swiss.
which he won all of, so you get to watch how he played it. I think the game against the final Blurple, um, game 2. It was game 2. There was a point where we all jumped out of our chairs. I won't spoil it for
Yeah.
you, but it was awesome. So go watch that. Um, Goal is to have some of those games with some commentary over it over the next week. Hopefully, we'll get Brandon to kind of talk about his thought process for a lot of it. I think it'd be really helpful for the dog players, and things like that. So uh, we'll get some of that out for you. But realistically, I think this is a lot harder to be successful at than people would think. Really, like
Yeah, like
me,
my
me,
my
me and
first
Andrew,
round at
me and Andrew watch you, and we're just like, why? We look at each other and we're like, why I wouldn't have done that, and then you win.
because when I was playing the hideout round one, I played into the mirror, and I mean full credit to my opponent for at least acknowledging how his deck's supposed to run. It's basically a dog's deck, but a little more aggressive. He had like Olivia Flaversham, which quested for 3, but I think it's in those situations where you just think the deck is an aggressive deck where it just turns sideways, and it's at that point, it's at those points where you lose the game. So you don't really need to spam reps with it. You kind of just need to get used to understanding what you need with the deck, and uh, it can win you games very quickly. But it's not just a like they said, it's not just a turn sideways deck. You're gonna face a lot of time. You'll see a lot of turns where you kind of just play a character and pass, which is a bit awkward. But it turns out to work in the end most times.
It really feels like that the first few turns you are kind of dumping your hand, and then you get to a point where you kind of this might be how you play it. This is just kind of what I've noticed about what you do is you then kind of hold your resources to have an end game. So you have a really strong early game where you're up to 9, 10, 11 lore within the first few turns, and then you kind of you generally slow down, or it depends on kind of what you're doing, and you kind of use your resources on your board to either just like shift a lady to get a few back, shift a tramp to maybe draw something, play big tramp to cycle your hands to get a card that you need, like dig for an improvised to clear, or get a tramp to buff to get an extra 3 lore from a lady. A few small things that you're doing, but that's kind of what you do. You're doing this like you go from tap sideways to like chip to like go finish. Like that's like the pattern that you kind of do, and
That
it
is,
it
yeah,
it
that,
like
yeah. I think
worked very
I
well.
think that kind of summarizes it. You're looking for the go-go finish most of the time. Yeah.
But
Oh
it
yeah,
was
how did you get the idea to play this deck, by the way?
Yeah, of course. I gotta give full credit to you guys
Well,
for
not full.
convincing me to play dogs on for the set champs. I was about to play my green purple deck, which honestly, I given the run I had, I don't think it would have done that bad because the green purple deck is very favorable into purple. But I
I didn't
think
put that list
dogs,
in
dogs,
the.
dogs was the right call.
Do
Dogs
you
was the
have
big
do
correct.
you want me to show that one on stream or
No, don't
on the
roast me yet.
podcast? Okay, we won't.
So because that deck's not even like complete. I don't even think it's ready to go up yet. But yeah, the dogs in the end was the right choice and good meta call more most importantly. And it's also good that I was familiar with the deck. So
Yeah,
thanks guys for
Hideout was
helping
like
me
the
get.
perfect opportunity for that one. I think Hideout or Mana Pro, you could have brought this, and I think done well at both. That was like a good turnout
Yeah.
I
for
think
this.
I think dogs is just a contender honestly for one of the top three decks in the format. I'm gonna maybe it's
Oh
a bit
yeah,
bold,
100%.
Oh, I
a
think
bit
so.
maybe some people they might not see that way, but I think because they see dogs as like this fragile, aggressive deck, but I definitely
No.
think it's something that can compete top two, and it will. Um, Somebody told me that it has very tough matchups, like I said, into purple steel and
I would say any
red
steel deck,
purple
right?
damage flingers, but.
Oh,
Um, I don't know. We are equipped with Under the Sea that's just so powerful right now. So I think dogs can combat any deck in the format right now. You just need a little
Agree.
bit of luck and some reps.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
I mean,
against the steel decks, you like cheat out a bunch of big bodies, like ladies
Yeah,
big, and all the tramp cards are
ladies,
yeah,
big.
the
tramps, they're
the
all big.
yeah, the shift lady, shift tramp, and then the reduced cost tramp, like they're huge. Like, how do you deal with
Hmm.
those with steel? Like, it's so much harder.
And that tramp that gives your character challenger or whatever, or not challenger, but like buffs your character strength by insane amounts is just
Yeah, I mean, there was a turn where you used tramp to clear a like a Madam Elephant, and it was like a picture perfect turn. Like the way that you chose to trade, you were just so on point that day. You really were. Like you knew what to do. You didn't have to think about it. It was it
Yeah,
was
don't worry,
perfect.
guys.
You
We
clearly
will
had
go
that rep.
through it. We will go through one of the videos just so anybody who wants to play dogs,
Yeah,
hopefully can understand what I did. I don't think I probably might have misplayed once or twice, but I don't know. It's generally the same game plan every game.
yeah. It was a sight to see. Um, but yeah, I definitely want to get some of the so for anyone who's interested in watching, it's on the YouTube channel right now. Um, it's a couple hours, I mean, obviously a couple hours long, but if you jump to the finals, that was a really good match. His top four match. I don't think it was too special with it, but it was pretty good. I think uh, it was game one of the games you got a good go top deck. Um,
I top decked the five cost lady, and I got
oh,
back a go go.
yeah. Top deck five cost lady got back go, and there was just the writing on the wall
Nothing
was
he could
there.
do to stop. Yeah.
That was disgusting. Um,
Yeah. So like I said, see, in those kind of situations, you just
need
need
a little luck.
you just need that little bit of luck. You need a bit of luck, and you just need to plan it out so that you get to a certain point where even if you top like a go-go, you win.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely try to get some of those explanations out for you. Um, but that's it. I think that's kind of it. Got realistically two high meta decks with Blurple and Dogs that we've been playing to try to be successful at set champs. Um, I would say you could take Baja Blue Green, you could take Purple Steel as well. The way that I kind of describe this meta right now is like uh, you kind of just have like a rock paper scissors where you have aggro that beats blurple, blurple beats everything that's not aggro, everything that's not aggro beats aggro. then cycle through. It kind of what you want to do. It's kind of shaping up to just be, at least here in Singapore, it's kind of just shaping up to be aggro versus Blurple, and the Blurple decks are just getting really, really good to kind of combat this this aggro meta, and then any decks that show up help kill the aggros and make way for a Blurple, and then you end up just mirror matching. So it's interesting meta, but you just got to make the call for the set champs and you get lucky. That's it. If you know who's going, if you can look on the play hub, see what people usually play, and try to make a decision if you want to sweat that hard for it. But I think overall, just go in with what you know best. Brendan playing dogs is the prime example of that. Honestly, even Andrew playing blue steel, and getting reps and understanding what works, what doesn't work, making a change to his deck so that it feels better. That's what makes good players and things like that. Yeah. Any last comments? This is a short one. We don't really have much to go over. We just wanted to show you we're playing, and unfortunately, we're playing just meta. Got nothing creative for you. I wish I had like a cool meta breaker deck. Hopefully, I mean, how often do
Coming
we
soon.
test? God, hopefully coming soon. We test crazy ideas all the time. Anyone watching us test at locals can see we try weird decks. We try different combinations. We have cards that we love, but right now, until we can figure out something that just beats Blurple, but also just doesn't die to other things, it's really hard. So play with what you know, play what feels good. Go in with no expectations, because it is just luck of whatever else decides to play that night before. It really is, or that morning of. So eventually, my suggestion is, especially with Singapore and how easy it is to get around, just play with what you know. Try to go to as many as possible, and just try to get a promo or two, or maybe even a playmat. Right, Brandon? Brandon's the only
Yeah.
one with a playmat.
Yeah, if we see you guys at the set champs, I'll sign your playmat, sign your cards, sign sign your chest. I don't have any.
Sign your chest. Nice. Any closing, guys? This was a short one. Just want to tell you guys about set champs.
Nope, all good.
Oh, should we? So next week, so this weekend's last weekend of set champs. We have 14. Hopefully we'll see you guys at some of them. Next week, we'll get some Whispers of the Well card reviews. I think we're excited for a new set. We're definitely blurpled out as if this set's gonna make blurple go away. There's some card. It's doesn't it seem doesn't I don't want to get into this, but doesn't it seem like they're making cards that would be really, really good for like a side deck? Like all the
I
cards
agree.
coming out, the great side deck. There's that steel that destroys deities. There's the yellow amber card that destroys evasives. There's a lot of cool stuff, but it feels like a side deck card. Can we please have a side deck and make best of 3 good again?
Yeah, I don't know.
I know, I'm sad. It's okay. Guys, any closing remarks?
Uh,
Just keep playing and try to have fun with whatever deck you choose. And if that deck is just a meta deck, then it is what it is. At least you're winning games, hopefully.
True. Good job, Brandon. Everyone, let's say we're proud of
Oh
Brandon.
yeah, I'm proud of you, Brandon. Yeah.
Yeah, you won with dogs. We're very proud of you for winning with
finally.
dogs.
Thank you guys. Finally.
All right, guys. I'll see you guys next week. And until then, good luck in your set champs.